What's going on, my fellow Christians, my fellow saints? I'm back once again, another video. Let me talk to y'all about the words of Jesus. You wonder why this Bible colorful? This is the Rainbow Study Bible. You should get you one. You can get them from Amazon or other websites that sell things like Amazon do. They have different kinds. They have the NIV. This right here is the KJV. I was looking for the KJV, but it didn't have any, so I got this. And it's pretty good. I recommend that y'all get some. I got the more modern version. But anyway, come to talk to y'all about how Jesus said to be prepared for his second. Matter of fact, for the rapture. Excuse me, not the second coming, the rapture. Luke 21. Jesus talks about the end of the age. He talks about, the signs to look for. So when we get to verses 34 through 36, Jesus said, "And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness, and cares of this life, and so that they come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man." Pray always that we be accounted worthy to escape these things that shall come to pass and stand before the Son of Man. He's talking about the great tribulation that's going to befall those that are left behind on the earth, the ungodly. He said, as a snare shall come upon them that dwell on the face of the earth. The same thing that Paul was talking about. Compare that to what Paul said, how it's going to overtake the ungodly as a thief in the night, the day of the Lord, which we know and refer to it as the Great Tribulation. And notice that the Antichrist is connected heavily to the wrath of God, because he's going to be they're going to fall for the delusion that he is God, so that they can suffer God's wrath. So let's look at Revelation. I don't have much time, due to uploading purposes. So I'm gonna go through this real quick. Not quick where you can't catch on to it, but quick enough. But anyway, here we go. In chapter 6 of Revelation, it talks about the first 5 seals of Jesus that Jesus opens. The first 5 seals is known as the 4 horsemen. And when we read about what they're gonna bring, the one on the white horse is gonna conquer and go forth conquering. The second beast is gonna be the rider on a red horse. Power was given him to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there should be given unto him a sword. And the rider on a black horse has a pair of balances in his hand, saying, "A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." When he opened the 4th seal, the 4th beast came, a rider on a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto him excuse me, over the 4th part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. So these first 5 seals, these horses, if you compare that to the birth pangs what Jesus was saying. Jesus said these are the beginning of the birth pains before the end. It would seem as though those first 5 seals were upon us. Compare those two. That, you know, when you look at what's going on earth, you see nations and stuff conquering nations, and you see, you know, food shortages and famines and war, you know, death, pestilence, you know, which is disease. You see that, beast killing people, you know. I say that because when you get to the 6th seal, this is what happens. And I beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, and lo, that was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll, when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their place. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every free man, hid themselves in dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? So, don't that sound familiar to Jesus' words, my fellow saints? After the 6th seal is open, the great earthquake, and the sun became as black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casted her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll, when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their place. Don't it sound like Jesus was saying the second coming of the Son of Man, the moon shall not give her light, and stars shall fall from heaven. You know, the sun will not give her light, and shall become black as sackcloth. The moon shall become blood red, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. Rings any bells? The day of the Lord. This is the day of the Lord. Second coming is what follows the day of the Lord. He said immediately after the tribulation of those days, you know, that's when he was going to make his second coming. So let's matter of fact, let's go to Matthew. Matthew 24. Jesus says, verse 27 through 29, for as lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For whatsoever the carcass is, that will be the eagles gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So you compare that to what Jesus said about the tribulation in his second coming. I know a lot of people are saying that, you know, the rapture gonna take place after the fact because Jesus said, you know, he shall send his angels to gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. I'll get into that later on. I think I may have gotten into it already on my first video, but I may do another video and break that down. But yeah, sounds similar to Revelation. you know. So well, I'm running short on time here, so I will do another video explaining more about the book of Revelation. I don't claim to know everything. I don't know everything, you know, but I just compare scripture with scripture. You know, 2 + 2 = 4, so that's how you look at the scripture. You know, what goes with what. You know, these are revelations from the Lord. This is not my own interpretation. This is just what the scripture says. So, peace, saints. Much love.